This is David Villeman, the Cobra. You're listening to the Motoxpod show.
Hey, this is Chase Sexton. You're listening to the Motoxpod show.
Welcome to the Motoxpod show, starring Darkside, his co-host Scotty, sometimes TJ.
Well, Scotty, probably help if I hit record. What's up, Scotty T? We're back. It's been a week off. I liked it, enjoyed it, but we are back with episode 239 of the Motoxpod show, brought to you by Cherubies USA. Most of you guys know all about Cherubies USA, but for decades they have been the leader in moto plastic and accessories with products that fit perfect, look great, and last. Cherubies has what you need. They are proud sponsors of Factory KTM, Kawasaki, and many more. Whether it's full plastic kits, individual pieces, hand guards, chain guides, and sliders, which I freaking love their chain guide and sliders, or anything else they offer, visit CherubysUSA.com and support our title sponsor, and also follow them on Instagram. And when you order, let them know you're listening to us. Also on board, Racetech is the world's largest aftermarket suspension modification company. All Racetech products include award-winning gold valves, and settings are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA. Racetech also offers state-of-the-art precision engine services and parts to all engine builders. So visit racetech.com for more info and use the promo code MOTOXPOD to save. Fly Racing's on board with us. X-Brand goggles, Works Connection, code MOTOXPOD20 to save. If you need the Elite Clutch Perch, Pro Launch Start Device, radiator braces, you want a customized master cylinder cover engraved with your number, your name, your logo, WorksConnection.com. Use that promo code MOTOXPOD20. Also on board, Torque One Racing, R Jerky. I'm almost out of R Jerky, Scotty. I'm going to have to get some more, man.
What are you going to do?
I need to order some before Southwick this weekend. I got to get some, and I'm going to use our promo code again, MOTOXPOD21 to save. That's the Wageman Family's Motocross Brothers Jerky Company. Hit them up, use them, get you some snacks. You want the most bitchin' logos, graphics on your bike, and jerseys. I don't know if you guys saw my new jersey from Fly Racing with yet another Iron Maiden album cover imprinted into the number. Bermlords hooked me up. Bermlords Graphics and Jersey ID. You can email them, graphics@bermlords.com for info. Check out my Instagram. You can see the logos, see what it looks like on the jersey. New graphics coming from my YZ250 soon. Also on board with us, Shock Socks. Williams Motorworks Extreme Colors for a custom painted helmet. Hit up Kirk at xkhelmetpainting@gmail.com. The best oil in the business when you leave your drain plug in is Blood Lubricants. You use that promo code MOTOX at bloodlubricants.com.
That was pretty dang smooth. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. Barracuda, the new Barracuda line is out with multiple weights, better protection, better performance, and it lasts longer. You guys are running WP suspension. Power Band Racing in Florida will hook you up. Check those guys out. Hit me up, motoxpodshow@gmail.com for any info if you want to get in touch with the guys at Power Band. Also, TruFusion Sports. That's Derek Kelly's company. They're on board with us. And Grill Your Ass Off. Dude, I made steaks Sunday night. Loaded them up with some Grill Your Ass Off MOTOX. I made hamburgers Saturday night. I used the Willie Pete's chicken seasoning on them on my burgers.
Your hamburgers?
Yeah, it's just seasoning. I mean, it's not like
for chicken.
No, dude, it works for everything. It's so good. Grill Your Ass Off. And the new queso, the new Pulpamex queso, is almost out. I think earlier today there was 140 jars left. I bought 2. That makes 138 if you can't do the math. But you can use, if you want to get some of the new Pulpamex queso and some MOTOX or some Willie Pete's or the Claymore Cajun seasoning, which is probably my favorite, you can still use that promo code MOTOXPOD to save. Scotty, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just getting back after the good old 4th of July weekend. Just been hanging out.
Yeah. Been keeping up with all the big news in moto?
Apparently not. But I thought that I was.
Yeah, there's some news. There's some news out there that you were not aware of.
Yeah, well, now I'm aware.
There's a lot of news that you're not aware of. I think we're going to try to get TJ on the phone in just a second because I want to get his thoughts on this. He was at Redbud with Doc.
Yeah.
So we can do a little Redbud talk. Now, he is on location in West Texas.
So who knows?
It could be loud in the background. We'll see how it goes. If you're listening on YouTube, you're listening in post, and it gets a little loud, not quite set up to make a phone call, and you're going to hear the ring. I'm sorry. I don't have a phone screener. We're not set up like that, but we got some news. We don't know what's coming, but let's hang tight real quick. Let's see if we can get TJ on so we can talk a little bit about Redbud. I will, let's see here. I muted it. Maybe that'll help. I should be able to tell when he answers. Let's see if TJ answers. We can make fun of him for being cheap. I heard he stayed at like the worst hotel ever. Okay, I think he's on. TJ, you there?
What's up, man?
So Scotty's in studio. Scotty doesn't really pay attention to motocross news.
Scotty doesn't know.
He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know all the big news that's happened in the last week. But
Okay.
we'll get to all that. But I want to talk to you about Redbud. But before I even do that, I know you're not a big social media guy, TJ. But Scotty's
No.
running our Instagram social media. He should know what's going on in the industry. So
Now, I would say that I do look at our social media
Yeah.
and our Instagram, and it looks like I'm running it.
because there's nothing there.
Because there's nothing. I just thought maybe we decided not to do that anymore.
He's improved in the last week since we had a talk.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Since we had a talk,
okay.
it's been better. But here's my point.
Okay.
So I told him my news, which he had no idea. I was like, well, what about Ken Roxon signing to go race World Supercross? No idea. I'm like, dude. So I was like, dude, you got to get a Twitter. And he says, well, I despise Twitter. It's like, okay, why do you despise Twitter? I don't know. Okay.
I know why I
I feel
despise
like that's
Twitter.
your kind of well, I feel like that's logic you would throw at me.
No, I could tell you why. I don't care about people's opinions, and so all Twitter is the worst part of Facebook.
No, you're wrong. Facebook is generally more like your friends. Twitter is like where all the moto news is. That's why I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I get why you're on Twitter, and I get why I understand that. But to me, there's so many people's opinions that I don't care about floating through Twitter. I had a Twitter account. I probably still do at some point in time, but it doesn't. I guess it's deactivated or whatever because I just don't care about people and their opinions.
But if you are going to be media, real media, you need to know what's going on.
If I was trying to do what you or Scotty are trying to do, like
Well, don't put me in the same boat as Scotty.
But yeah, well, I mean, I don't even agree with that
No,
either.
Scotty wants to be media, and I mean, he desires to. I don't know if he wants to be, because if he wants to, he'd do the work to do it. But he desires to be media, and being that he desires to be media, I would think that he would have a Twitter because that's where, unfortunately, a lot of the news is. Like you said.
And that I agree with you. But can you please, like, how do you despise something? But I don't know why. I don't know.
Because I don't either. I know why I make my opinions, but that's that whole. I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer for
Damn
you. For that.
Millennials. I was just about to say it's just a stupid.
I genuinely thought that, but I was just not going to go there.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Just to me, from the outside, I just always hear people like, "Oh, well, people get on Twitter and say this," and it's like I never hear anything good about it.
You don't hear anything good on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, I don't get on Facebook. You don't hear
anything.
anything about Instagram.
It's generally people's negative responses to things, generally. But if you're looking for news, Twitter is the best place to keep up with moto news. But let's move on from that. I just want to make fun of him for not knowing why he despised something. You were at Redbud. How was Doc's day? Tell me a little bit about that, and just tell me what you saw. Or did you just bail? Like, as soon as he didn't qualify, like, we're going home.
No, we sat. I was with JT. We were in the VIP section, like right where the landing for the lead was.
JT Cooley, not JT Jason Thomas.
Yes, JT Cooley. Yes, and me and Chase sat over there and watched the. Like, it was good. It was actually really good. The track is fun to watch. Is a fun place to be. It was actually so less rowdy than I have ever and then when we went to Motocross the Nations, I was worried it was going to be like that because that's just too much. This time it was actually a little more laid back. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was packed full of people, but it was not as crazy as Redbud has been in the past, which to me was a positive because you could just enjoy the race. But I also never went out into the greater public area because of people.
Right.
And so
you're antisocial. You can't be media either.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay,
then,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So we've all been at races around here this time of year, and it's just absolutely miserable. And it looked like this race was the first time that heat really was affecting them. How hot was it, and how hot is it compared to what we have to experience down here?
So in the morning, I worked as dog mechanic because his mechanic couldn't work that weekend, and so I had a pair of black jeans on and a collared shirt, and was comfortable all day until the motos started. I put t-shirt and blue jeans or t-shirt and shorts on after that, and if you're comparing it to Texas heat, it's nothing. It was like a spring or a fall day is what it felt like. Now there was some humidity, but the heat wasn't there. I think the high was in the 90s, low 90s, maybe. I don't even. It was not bad because when I got home, because we drove straight back, I left the straight home, and when I got out of the car at the house, I was it was hot. You know what I mean? Like where you just you breathe out what in the hell. So I don't think if the heat affected those riders, then they need to really reconsider their training program.
It looked like it got Roxon.
I don't think it was
well.
Because everything I saw wasn't that hot anyway. Yeah, I looked at the temperatures.
It was not hot.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Two things before we let you go, because your phone's breaking up a little bit. How did Doc ride? And then give me two highlights from the Redbud Pro Race.
Doc rode actually better. He's getting better. He was in a qualifying position in the LCQ and just tucked the front end. So he's getting closer each time. So that all I can ask for him is just moving forward and not either getting in a hole or going backwards. He did that.
Okay. What was the highlight?
The highlights was I've had Ryder rode pretty good. The highlights were just hanging out with buddies at the track. I mean, I know it sounds dumb, but I didn't have to worry about much of the racing once Doc didn't qualify. And I had JT, Cooley, Chase, my buddy Randy and his boy who grew up racing with Doc, and Doc there, and we just had fun at the track. It was cool. It was an enjoyable weekend.
Tell me real quick about the hotel you stayed at, because I heard it was freaking ratchet.
No, not this hotel. It wasn't bad at all. It was like a La Quinta by Marriott or something like that.
Or a La Quinta.
La Quinta. That's what it was. Yeah.
That's the nasty Marriott hotel I stayed in Lakewood. It was gross.
Yeah, it wasn't gross. It wasn't bad.
I heard it was gross, but okay.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, see ya.
Later, bye.
That's TJ Smith, DJ TJ.
Sometimes TJ.
Yeah, it's sometimes TJ. He's out there working. Anyway, I thought he would bust you a little bit more than that. I do want to give a quick shout out. He mentioned Chase Moore, our buddy.
He has some good pictures.
Chase has been starting. He bought him a nice camera. He's starting to shoot. He didn't have credentials. He was shooting from over the fence, finding good shots. If you guys want to check out some really bitchin' motocross, there's that damn pop again. I can't figure it out. Some bitchin' ass pictures. Our buddy Chase Moore is trying to get his foot in the door a little bit on Instagram. His Instagram photo shoot business or whatever you want. I don't know if it's actually a business yet, but it's at 7, the word 7, SEVEN, the number 10 design. So 710 designs, SEVEN 10 designs. Give Chase a follow. He'll appreciate it. He's got a picture of Barsha.
Yeah, it was
Barsha's
sick.
just like, they were calling him like a spider monkey. He's barely on the motorcycle. Legs just all over the place. Looks like he jumped out of an airplane and was trying to grab the motorcycle as land on the motorcycle or something. It's wild. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So good job, Chase, making some really killer shots. I haven't mentioned our lineup tonight. I need to do that. We have Pro Circuit Kawasaki's Jo Shimoda coming off his first moto win, his first overall win, the first Japanese racer, motocross racer to get an overall. He's going to come on the show tonight. We also have an amateur, Hayes Edwards, son of Colin Edwards, legendary superbike racer Colin Edwards. His son's going to come on, Hayes. And then I am not positive I'm saying this name right, Alessio Sasso or Sasso. He is a privateer.
If you say so.
He is newly pro, and a guy that's helping him out, Wrench and stuff, reached out recently. He has trained with Timmy Ferry and said, hey, man, maybe you could get him on the show sometime. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to Alessio, give him some, little promotion here, story, and get to know this privateer that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It is sometimes what we do. You want to get to the big news that you just learned today that everybody else probably already knows?
Yeah, I got called in early.
Into the principal's office.
Yeah, I got called in early to come. We need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk, Scotty. You're not really, you don't have a Twitter. You're not enough posts on Instagram. We're gonna have to dock your page just a little bit.
Can I log in to the? Do you have like the MotoXpod show Twitter?
I do.
Can I get on that? And that way I don't have to be like actual.
Yeah, as long as you're gonna actually use it and be on it.
Yeah.
And post.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I post on it. I don't actually post on it very often.
Well, don't you say you said I need to be there to learn?
Yeah, I post about the show on there, but I also do it on mine. So yep, I'll give you the logins for our Twitter account. Anyway, breaking news for those that don't know yet, I got offered a full-time position at Vital MX last week. I might have announced on the last show did I talk about the fact that I'm going to write articles for them?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. So a week after that, Michael Lindsay called me and was like, "Hey man, I think we should just hire you full-time." Made an offer. It's a nice bump in pay. Gonna go to more races, and that's it. I'm full-time Vital employee now. Let's see here. What else do I want to? What else do I want to put out there? So I did put my 2-week notice in on my day job today. Yeah. I officially start at Vital MX on the 21st, but I've already been writing articles, and they've been posted. I think so far I've given him 7 or 8 articles. He's only posted a couple so far, so they will be coming out. So I would appreciate you guys, if you do not have a Vital MX account, get one. I know there's some people out there like, the forum can be pretty brutal. There's good stuff on the forum. There's really interesting stuff. You can get involved, but there's really good articles. Not even just the ones I'm talking about. Michael Lindsay writes some good stuff, and then he's posting the audio from those articles on Vital MX's YouTube. So, yeah, it's a big deal for me, Scotty. I've been saying for a long time, I'd like to get into the industry, but it doesn't seem realistic. Like, I can't really leave.
Yeah, it always
Texas.
We've talked about it a few times and talked about maybe some of the things that you could do to be here or there and this or that, and it always seemed that you were pretty far away from something like that. You were on the right track and heading the right direction, doing the right things, but it didn't seem like. I definitely was surprised when you told me that.
It seemed a ways off. I agree, and I don't know where I've told this story. So, I think I did tell this story. No, I didn't. Anyway, last Pulp show before Sunday night, which was 2 weeks ago. Maybe the one before that, when Michael Lindsay was in, whenever he was in last, and I called in at the end of the conversation or somewhere during the conversation, Steve's like, either to me or to Michael, like, hey, you need a hard dark side, or dark side, you need to talk to Michael. And I just sort of blew it off. And a couple of days later, Steve texted me and it's like, hey, have you talked to Michael yet? And I was like, I thought you were joking. So I called Michael. We discussed, that. And I think maybe I did talk about this. And that's when I started writing for him, right? So then I did all the articles for that week, and he kind of made the offer that I just talked about. Let's get you full time. And I kind of reached out I told him I'm about 99% sure I'd take it after what he offered, because I could stay in Texas. My grandkid's here. I still get to go see her, et cetera, et cetera. All the good stuff that came with it. And the salary made it very appeasing. So then, I called Kiefer, and I called Steve and Daniel Blair, just people I trust in the industry, just kind of talking about it, and they were all like, dude, you need to do it. It's great. It's going to be a good company. Things are really going well. Michael's got some spots to fill. And so I jumped on it, and I'm excited, man. I mean, a little nervous. It's, I've been at this day job for 13 years. There's security there. I have retirement, but it's just, I have to take the jump. I'm taking the leap. So I'm going into Vital, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be at more races. I'm going to get to ride more. That's going to be cool. I'm excited about getting my butt in shape. Thoughts?
Well, we did have. Well, I'm sure you're going to get to this. The question's coming of do we get to what happens to the Moto X
Oh, the
Pod
Moto
show?
X Pod show. Yeah, it's over. This is the last one. Sorry, guys. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to commercial break. We'll be right back. No, it's not solidified exactly yet, but I think we're good. So in the past, Vital was kind of okay with, people having some outside projects, but the owner of Vital is like, hey, man, I really want people that come to Vital to work at Vital specifically, not do outside stuff. So the wrap-up show is going away at the end of the year. That's kind of say I got to finish the sponsor obligations. I think the PulpMX show will now be part of Vital. Like, it will be on their YouTube more than likely. We have not broken these details down
Pulp,
exactly. Did I say Pulp?
Yeah.
Vitals. It'd be on Pulp's YouTube too. We'll take that shit over as
No,
well.
you said Pulp will be on Vital.
Oh, well, maybe we'll do that. Regardless, the Moto X Pod show will be part of Vital. It will probably be on their network. I mean, I assume, again, I'm rambling because I don't really know the details yet. We just talked. I assume it will still be available in all the ways it normally is. I'll probably keep posting it just like I do, and it'll go in iTunes, and it'll go all the different podcast networks.
It'll just be presented
But it will be presented by Vital, I think. Yeah. And they're going to try to get some of their sponsors to participate, which means more revenue for the show. But then they will also get a cut of that. But I think that's fair. Their viewership, their subscribers, their numbers are huge. So that should be really good for the show. We'll get more people that know about the show, more people involved, hopefully, and grow this thing. That is the plan so far. That could change because it has not been totally solidified. But I think we're good. The show should continue, and we'll continue to try to dominate the world of moto podcasting.
Hey, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. And, and hopefully, if everything goes well, Scotty does this. He drives an hour and 20 probably every week.
Round total, it's about about hour 20.
Okay, so an hour 20 round trip every Tuesday.
At $5 a gallon.
Yeah, and Scotty he doesn't make any money, as I told you guys.
T-shirt in this.
Yeah,
hat.
he's got some merch, but all the money that we get from our advertisers or our Patreon supporters, who we love, goes right into our travel, so we can go to races. Usually, so I can go to races. So yeah, there's really no. Scotty's just doing it because he loves to be here, even though you might not agree with that because he doesn't have a Twitter account and doesn't know all the news. But
I'm gonna have to make a damn Twitter tonight.
Hopefully, we can start paying for Scotty's fuel at the very least. So, yeah. So, are you excited?
Yeah, man, I think that's awesome.
What if we have to let TJ go so that we can keep you? Are you okay with that?
Well, is he okay with that?
I didn't ask that. I'm asking if you're okay if we let TJ go. If it's between you and TJ, and I have to pick somebody.
That's what are you asking me for?
Who do you want me to pick?
I mean, doesn't TJ technically own the show?
I mean, it is under his LLC.
But I'm in the chair, right?
I mean, but we could change it to the MotoPodX, and then we're good. We're golden. So do you want the position? This is like the F, Marry, Kill, or who would you drag out of a burning
F1,
building?
Marry, one, kill one.
Is it going to be you or TJ? One of you is coming out of here.
I'll just say this. Who's here?
One of you is going to survive the Battle Royale.
Who did you have to call and who's sitting in the chair? That's all I can tell you.
But if this laptop crashes right now, the software crashes, who the hell am I going to call to get it fixed? TJ.
Yeah.
So who's more important?
I don't know, man. That's the decision I guess you're going to have to make yourself.
We got to zero Redbud discussion. Just having a little fun. This opening segment of the show. And you
got 5 more minutes.
The X-Brand Lucid Conversation segment of the show.
It was very lucid tonight.
It was very lucid. That is true. Yeah, so X-Brand Lucid Conversation is obviously brought to you by X-Brand Goggles. And the X-Brand Lucid Goggle with wave latch, quick release lens system, race face 4-layer factory foam, Lucid Extreme Definition Optics, and you can get them at a local dealership distributed by WPS, or you can hit me up at Darkside MX3 at AOL.com. And I don't know how much longer I'm even going to be able to do that, to be honest, be part of doing the X-Brand thing. So, because there are going to be other sponsors. There's probably going to be days where I'm going to have to wear another brand of goggle if Michael Lindsay tells me so.
Yeah.
Like the Fly one, that one hurt. Telling JT that I'm not going to be able to wear Fly all the time, kind of hurt. They've been so good to me. But they understood. JT was really cool with it. He already knew. He's like, man, I'm so happy for you. So it's cool. But
I mean,
right now, Fly's still
you're
part
like
of the show.
you're like officially official now.
It's like I did sign the contract today. So yeah, it doesn't officially.
Well, you're not just like you're not a part timer. Like you're
right.
I mean, you're there.
I'm there.
That's awesome.
And okay, 4 minutes before we got to get Joe on. Once again, I want to thank Steve Mathis and Chris Kiefer because those guys really did, and Weege, those guys did a lot with not just like the all jokes aside, the haircut. I mean, apparently that did help, but and then busting my balls. They were putting good words in for me.
You could if we hooked you up to a lie detector, and you would say that if they said, did your life change for the better after the haircut? You would if you said no, that you break that damn machine.
I'm gonna say 99.99999% of motocross fans already know that to be the case because I said it Sunday night.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, who don't really care about the sport, haven't listened to the show yet.
I'm halfway through Pulp.
But that was 2 days ago.
I didn't know. I thought it aired yesterday. I didn't know that.
I did say that. I said I have to 100% agree that those things, although I don't like the judging a book by its cover kind of thing, it did make a difference. You can't really argue.
I was driving down the road today. I saw a dude walk on the side of the road, had a big ponytail, and I was like, that was
a big ponytail and a greasy bandana, as Steve likes to say.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, like, that's the life dark side left behind.
I left it behind.
Yeah. It's great.
Hey, my hair's pretty messed up right now. Like, I haven't had it cut in like a month, but when I go to Millville in 2 weeks, I'm staying at Jilly and Cody's house.
Okay.
Jilly cut my hair. So I told her today, I said, hey, the hair's a mess. Better be ready. She gets mad every time I send her a picture of somebody else that cut my hair. She's like, they didn't do it right.
Yeah.
So she's going to get to cut my hair in 2 weeks. All right, we got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with Jo Shimoda. Sucks. All right, guys, we are back. Jo Shimoda is ghosting us, Scotty, at the moment. He did text me like 2 hours ago and said he was good to go for this time. Hopefully he'll let me know something in the next few minutes so we can at least talk to him for a few minutes. Let's talk about Redbud. You did watch it on TV, so, at least we got that.
Barely.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Do we want to get into that instead, or do you want to get into the race?
We'll probably have time to do both, yeah? Maybe.
Possibly. I just got to keep an eye on the phone. Okay, the race itself, 250 class. We mentioned this at the beginning of the show. Our supposed guest tonight, Jo Shimoda, overall, first moto winner, pretty badass. Dude was flying. Second moto came from way back to third, ripping. He is getting better and better every week. I think very soon, maybe not Southwick, after Southwick, he's a legitimate contender. Like he is getting closer where he can run with the Lawrence brothers every week.
That was impressive. That was the first time that we've seen anybody get passed by them and then hang on to that train. And I don't know if when Jet went down, it like something clicked, but like as soon as went down, as soon as the bike went, Joe was just like, who was that? Like he
got more aggressive, right?
Yeah,
he was like his riding style even changed a little bit.
Yeah, and that was one of the questions I had for him. But kind of, I guess to step back a little bit, both classes, when we talked at the beginning of the season, I can't remember if it was before round one or if it was after round one, and I said, just wait till about 5-6 rounds in. What these championships are going to look like is going to be incredible. And here we are, 5-6 rounds in, and both championships are within 10 points. And I just think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's funny, like what you just said. I was like, but is it incredible? But okay, yeah, the 10-point difference or the close racing, which I think Joe he's like 36 points down in third overall.
Yeah.
So it's still very close between those three guys. But I'm like, is it incredible? Like, there's no Justin Cooper right now. I want a couple more guys.
Both classes.
You're not wrong. The 250 class has been very good. Joe just tried calling. So hang tight. We're going to get Joe on. All right. We got Jo Shimoda on. Pro Circuits, Jo Shimoda. Winner of Redbud overall. His first overall, Scotty. His first moto win. First Japanese rider to get an overall.
Big things.
Shredding. Just taking it to the Lawrence brothers. Joe, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm actually very, very excited to talk to you, man. I love seen your progression over the last few rounds. Like you're a guy that's very, very smooth, but sometimes like your riding does not look aggressive, even though you're hauling butt. But I felt like this weekend I just seemed like something changed.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep everything smooth. You know, you always want to be under control, but if you want to go fast, sometimes you have to take those chances. And right now, finding the balance is the biggest thing I'm working on right now.
Yeah, how difficult is that when you're a guy like yourself that might be a little bit conservative in order to not crash or get hurt and take yourself out? How difficult is it to maybe push yourself outside your comfort zone?
It is hard. Like, you know, like when you watch from the TV, everything looks so easy, right?
Oh, yes,
but,
yes.
Like, yeah, like those bumps looks very small, but on the real life, it's gnarly. Those edges on jumps and kind of everywhere, and to push your limits and finding, you know, more speed it's not easy. Like, definitely have to be really on your game, and then like everybody try to do the same thing. So again, like, finding the balance is really important.
Yeah, who do you have in your corner that's coaching you? Who do you have that kind of says, hey, let's push a little more here, or let's back down? Who's your biggest voice of encouragement?
So before the outdoor season, I started to train with Nick Way. He's my new trainer, and for some parts, I need to like bring up more push, but
like intensity.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, like on those time qualifiers, he told me to actually back it down to, like, I was going too much to where it'll make it worse. So like every time I go out there, I feel like I have more clear vision of what I'm going to do, and that's been helping me a lot.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So, Joe, when the first moto started, and you had a good start, and then you kind of fell back to third. And from somebody that's been watching this racing all year, it's like, oh, here goes Hunter and Jet again. And then you kind of latched on to them, and all of a sudden you were kind of putting pressure on them. And I just wanted to know what kind of clicked in your head, and what kind of allowed you to start running that pace.
To be honest, like, I mean, I think you guys can tell, like, I'm a kind of a slow starter. As the race gets on, I'm getting better and better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that time I had a really good opportunity behind Lawrence Brothers, and then I mean, I'm not out there to race for second or third. As a racer, you always want to win. And then that time I had a good opportunity to fight with him, and for 30 minutes I just didn't really give up. Kind of stayed, and I had a chance to line up beside Hunter and made a move. It was tough. I had to go for multiple tries, and Jet, I guess he had a bike issue, so that was kind of to me, it feels like a little bit gifted, but at the same time I work hard to pass Hunter, so it was really good moto.
Yeah, I understand you saying it felt a little gifted, but the reality is it's motorsports, right? It's motor.
Yeah.
There's mechanicals. That's part of it. If you were 15 seconds back, it wouldn't have happened. So you were right there. You were doing your job. So you need to take all the credit you can get out of that thing. I know you're really good friends with the Lawrence brothers. Like, those are your buddies. You guys joke and stuff. But there has to be times on the track where you're like, angry, like, I'm tired of them passing me, I'm tired of them winning, I want to have some of the publicity, I'm just as good. It's got to get in your head a little bit. And I kind of felt like this weekend you were almost riding mad, because you were just ripping, like you were coming to the pack in the second moto like you were just mad at the world.
Yeah, I mean, again, like from time qualifier, I had a good pace, and I mean, the opportunity is there. Like you have the speed today, and
Yeah.
well, let go. You know, I mean, we're friends and everything outside of the track, but inside the track, I don't really give a thing. So
A crap. Yeah, I like it.
if I had a chance or room to go in it, I'll take it. You know, I'll take the
I
chance.
love it. Yeah, and I see that when you guys are passing each other. Like you're not going in to kill each other, but you will.
No.
You will.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't
like,
have to. Yeah.
yeah, even like Jet really. He kind of he got into Hunter a little bit in the first moto, or maybe the second moto, first moto, I think, where it was a little aggressive, and I love it. It's good racing, and I'm a big fan of riders being friends and having a good time off the track, but then on the track being serious. And then when they're off the track, you can be like, hey, you did a good job. Like, I love that. I do not like drama and all the, I don't like that guy. I hate that stuff. I want everybody to love each other.
You know,
To be honest, I like all the dramas. Because it's kind of
That sounds like Daniel Blair. Daniel Blair loves when riders are mad at each other. I don't.
like Lawrence and Poto.
Yeah, he loves that stuff, and I don't, man. I just want everybody to be friends, Joe.
yeah, I mean, it's fun in some ways, but
Yeah.
like because like like sometimes even in the corner, if you want to kill the guys, it's pretty easy to do it.
Right.
It's easy to just hit them, but yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you this then. Since you said you kind of like the drama, give me a rider.
Yeah.
Give me a rider that you got some drama with. Is there anybody that like, I'm taking his front wheel out if I get around him?
Well, I like drama, but I don't want to make it happen for myself. You know?
Yeah.
It gets
I just
messy
like
that
to
way,
see-
don't it?
That's fair. Scotty, you got something? Sorry.
Yeah. So, what you've done, even just outside of just being a motocross rider, what you've done as a person, you left your culture, your country, and came to a completely new one to do something that you wanted to do as a career. That is one of the hardest things I think a human being can do, and it takes a long time to get comfortable with the new, with the new culture and everything.
The language.
Seeing you this weekend, you got the win. You were cheering with the fans. You had the Sharpie on the stomach. It seems that you're finally getting comfortable being here and being a part of this.
Yeah.
And it's showing in the success. And I just wanted to know, do you feel that way? And is it kind of how do you think about that?
You know what, like, because first year on the professional, maybe first year and a half. Because I'm here for racing. Like that's my main goal or main things. That's why I'm in United States. But I mean last year and this year, I think I'm kind of more enjoying what I'm doing. Like I'm going to do this probably close to 10 years, and if you don't have fun, I think it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just being more of me. Don't really care I do care about it, but don't really get messed up what people are saying. Do what you want to do, and if that works, great. If not, you still live your life like that. I think motorsports is a fun sport, and then if people love it and I love it, it's win-win.
Yeah, and I think the American public would appreciate that. They like you being you. They like seeing the personality come out, and it seems like you really do feel more at home in the United States now. How much of an impact is your manager, Lucas Myrtle, and then the Lawrence brothers? Like, those guys seem like they're always trying to have a good time and joking. How much does that help you with kind of doing that, showing your real personality? Does that help a bunch?
I mean, yeah, Lucas and Lawrence brothers, yeah, they're definitely funny and easy to get along with.
Yeah.
But I mean, the people in the United States are so welcome. So that's probably the biggest thing.
That's good.
If I do something wrong or right, still make fun out of it. And
yeah.
And those fans are really welcome.
That's great. I think I have noticed that the fans really seem to like you a lot, and I always enjoy that. Really, generally, the American fans are very hard on the French riders, but everybody else they're pretty good with. So I'm glad that you're getting that support. I love it because I think our fans can be the real buttholes too, like Marvin and Dylan and some of those guys. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lucas, I'm a big fan of Lucas. Him and I become friendly over the last year or so. Give me some dirt on Lucas, man. I know he likes to make fun of you guys. You got to give me something on him. What's something that you can make fun of him about?
Well, I mean, it's not really offensive, but so other day he sent me this, Beat Creation.
Yeah.
So they make like animation kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So my face that they made, it looked really fat. Okay. Like it was all big and like a little fat boy.
Yeah.
And he sent me this picture and I commented, "Why do I look so fat?" And he's like, "Because you're a fat cunt."
Okay.
But in my mind, but look at yourself.
Ooh. Yeah, you didn't tell him that back?
I didn't tell him. I was too nice.
Yeah, you're too nice. But honestly, he's been losing some weight. He's getting himself in shape.
He's getting skinnier and skinnier.
Yeah, that's hilarious though.
So, I know that it probably is just kind of a coincidence, but it is kind of convenient, Joe, that the weekend Ryder D makes his pro debut.
Ooh. All
All of a sudden, you turn on the Jets and you get a win, and you gotta show them like, hey,
I'm the man.
I'm the win. Yeah. Did that play into your mind at the weekend at all, or did you just
Man, he don't care what Ryder D's doing.
I know, but this is what we do. This is the questions that we ask. But did that really affect you in any way at all?
Well, I didn't get the questions.
Did the hype of a new guy coming in on your team kind of change your dynamic for the weekend at all?
Oh, you mean like different Cisco?
Yeah, he wanted to know if Ryder being a part of the team this weekend motivated you anymore, added any motivation.
That like I don't really mind like there's a new guy or not.
Yeah.
Like I mean I'm racing like and just I'm focusing on myself a lot, so I mean, yeah, nothing really changes my motivation for the race.
Yeah, I understand. We're big Ryder D fan. I've known Ryder since he was like on 85. So yeah, I was happy to see him out there. But yeah, you're the leader of the team. I don't know if you are aware of that, but right now you're the leader of that team, Joe.
What?
You're the leader of that team right now.
The leader of the team. Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2 years ago, I think it was, you were like a fill-in, and now you're the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job at it. What I do want to ask, with the record of being the first Japanese rider to win an overall, what has the response been from, say, family back in home or just motocross fans in Japan in general? Like, have they made a big deal out of this?
I mean, people in Japan are definitely happy. Yeah, I actually didn't know that I broke a record from Japanese history. Like, I didn't know that on 250 class nobody got the win. So
right.
At first I was kind of confused, but yeah, people in Japan like was really happy and kind of it's kind of gave me the motivation because I can give them like a chance, like you can really do it if you like work hard for it. Because I had a lot of people told me like, okay, I'm Japanese, right? Like motocross industry might be not big in Japan, so that doesn't mean I'm not competitive,
right?
Like that kind of like proves that like you can do it. So it's a good motivation.
Yeah, it's a really great message. You talked about just now, you didn't know that you had set that record. You didn't know that you won the overall either.
Yeah, I
And that
didn't
was-
know. I thought 2-2 beats 3-1
Yeah.
or 1-3.
Well, it was funny watching your reaction because they were following you on TV, and I think you talked to Will Christian. You talked to a couple different people, and you didn't realize it until on the podium almost, right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Because like I come in the under the tent and everybody started to slap my face and stuff. I'm like, what are you guys doing? we missed the overall, or like, and then like the manager told me I got the overall. So I'm like, no way. It was like really confusing situation.
Yeah, that's funny though. But I bet we got to see you actually realize it though. So we got to watch your expression. You know, if you had known it on the track, we probably wouldn't have seen. But it was awesome watching that expression come over your face.
That's cool.
Yeah. Last one, Joe. Got one more.
So, we've kind of talked about the significance of this for you as your career for this win, but also the Kawasaki team its wins have been a little scarce lately. So it's got to be a big thing for the team too. Did Mitch say anything to you at the end of the day? Like, did he give you an attaboy or anything like that?
No, he just said he was really happy. They said good job. Like, he actually told me it's easy, right? I'm like, no, it's not easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, team was happy. I think we had a good vibe for sure.
Well, Joe, congratulations. We at this show are very happy for you, very proud of you, and I hope to see some more come, man. Let's. How are you in the sand?
I mean, I like it better than hardpack.
Yeah, I think you got second last year at Southwick, right?
Yeah, I got second last year.
All right,
hold it wide open,
so,
right?
Yeah, we just got to we'll get a first this weekend, and man, I'm calling it, Joe. You're winning this weekend.
I hope I can bring this heat.
Yeah, bring the heat. I like
go.
it. Well, Joe, thank you for giving us some time tonight. We love it when you come on, and it's always great to talk to you. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Joe.
Good job,
Go enjoy the rest of your night, and sometime tonight, make fun of Lucas for me.
I hope Lucas is watching this.
Yeah, I don't know. I texted him earlier. I actually asked him and Hunter and Jet for some dirt on you, and they didn't give me anything. So I don't know. I was hoping to get some. Stir the pot a little bit, but nothing. They didn't give me nothing.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Jo Shimoda, everybody. He's really getting a lot more comfortable, I think, even on the interviews. You know, he's still finding the words.
Yeah.
But his interviews have gotten a lot better. I think we've talked to him maybe 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
It's a good interview, I think.
I know. I mean, just that's what I was trying to get him to kind of. He kind of talked about it a little bit, but like, yeah, I don't want him to underestimate the difficulty of like, dude, just pick up and move to Japan and be and just try to go get groceries.
Sure.
Like,
I mean,
you'll be sitting there stressing.
Yeah.
The F out.
Talk to anybody like Zacho or Talon Volan who have decided to go do the GPs in reverse, right? And they go, yeah, the money's different. The language is different. Don't know that many people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy. If you and I just packed up and moved to Kansas, you don't really know anybody. You don't know the lay of the land.
It's hard, man.
That's not easy. To leave your whole life to a different country, different language, different money system, different food. Literally everything almost everything is different in some way.
Like I was saying, it's literally probably the hardest thing you can do as a human being. Like,
it's not easy. I can't imagine. Even just going traveling to another country is not easy. But to move and then also on top of that, I got to go train and be a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go be the best version of a human being I can possibly be.
Right. Pretty impressive. Okay, we're going to take our second commercial break, and we will be back with Hayes Edwards. All right, back from our second commercial break of the night, and next up, brought to you by Fly Racing. Fly Racing has developed I thought you were handing me something, Scotty. Sorry. Fly Racing has been developing and innovating its gear line since 1998. Fly Racing is the only choice if you want the best. Just ask current riders Zach Osborne, RJ Hampshire, Damon Bradshaw, Jalek Swoll, Justin Brayton, Carson Mumford. the beast from the East, Damon Bradshaw. I think I already said that, but he gets 2 mentions, Scotty. And our next guest is brought to you by Fly Racing. Hit up your local dealership, ask for Fly Racing, distributed by WPS. Tonight, Fly Racing brings us Hayes Edwards. What's up, Hayes?
What's up? How are you?
Doing good, man. Glad to get to meet you, kind of.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've had a couple of my buddies, Van Martin, for one, who helps train you, I believe. He reached out a few weeks ago. And then, of course, our mutual friend, Skippy, host of the Talking Skip podcast now. You just did that the other night, right? How'd that go?
I did. That was pretty good. It was a good time.
Yeah, it's not as good as this, but it's all right. No, Skippy's good people. But Hayes Edwards, Scotty, he is a Texas-based amateur racer. And in my opinion, he just went through a feat that I don't think I can handle. We're going to get into that. But Hayes, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so growing up all my life, I used to play baseball.
Okay.
And I used to ride flat track here and there, like probably once a month till I was 14. And then a buddy kind of brought me to the track, and I was like, hey, this ain't too bad. So we've been with it ever since.
How old are you now?
I am 16.
So just a couple years in motocross.
Yes, sir.
Well, Scotty, Hayes is he's talking about riding flat track. I'm going to guess he's doing that at the Texas Tornado facility.
That I learned about today.
And anybody that knows the nickname Texas Tornado, they know who his dad is. World famous SuperBike racer Colin Edwards. But we're not going to talk about Colin Edwards today. We're going to talk about Hayes Edwards. But that's still, just growing up with a legendary dad in the sport of 2 wheels, it's got to be pretty cool. Probably teaches you a lot, I would assume, a lot of technique. But the one I want to kind of touch on what you did just a few weeks ago. So you break your collarbone. You get surgery the next day. 6 days later at Three Palms, you line up to race and qualify for Loretta's in 2 classes with a not even healed collarbone. That's nuts.
I did. Yeah, it was a long few weeks, that was for sure.
I would imagine it was insanely painful, but I have to feel like having a dad who was injured numerous times, the highest of highs with championships, the lowest of lows with injuries, probably taught you a little bit about just work ethic is what I'm going to use. And like, hey, man, okay, you're hurt. You can go line up. Let's get in this thing, and then you'll have some time to recover before Loretta's.
No, yeah, without a doubt. He had a lot of knowledge on the situation. Funny story, he actually he did the same thing when he was racing. He broke his collarbone, and 7 days later he went out and raced and podiumed. So
yeah, but that's road racing. That's who cares?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
They're not going 200 miles an hour or anything.
Yeah, but they're not bouncing around and jumping and hitting braking bumps. They're not a smooth track, just like a roller coaster. Not even that rough. It's so smooth.
Yeah,
that's nothing. What Hayes did is unreal.
So, especially at
there were
Three
a lot of
Palms.
times. Yeah, there were a lot of times. That was the roughest I've ever seen that track in my life.
Of course, why not?
I know. I was showing up because I was like, all right, it ain't gonna be that bad. It's Three Palms.
Yeah.
Fairly smooth. And then I did like the last practice, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I got myself into.
Well, yeah, what gets me about that place is towards when it starts getting rough, the faces of the jump kind of go away, and then like next thing you know, you're like using like a kicker as like the lip, and it just you're just rolling the dice at that point.
Yeah, exactly. There were so many times I had a few close calls, but it is what it is.
You made it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's talk about this. So you've been racing just a couple years. Last year was your first trip to Loretta's, and I think you went 15, and I'm looking 15th in both Super Mini 1, Super Mini 2.
Yes, sir.
What are your goals this year? Like, do you feel like where you're at, you're capable of winning? Let's see, I'm looking for my notes here. What classes you made it in? Schoolboy 2 and 250B mod. Do you feel like you're capable of winning, or do you have a little bit of a lesser goal?
I've been asked this a few times. And
okay.
I don't know if I have a full answer for you, but I mean, I'm going to go out there and give it everything I have and try to win. That's for sure.
So no set goal. You're just going to go and do your best and push to the end.
Exactly. But at the same time, don't really like to lose, so.
Well, that's good. Yeah, anybody that wants to race in general, but especially at the pro level, I'm sure that's your end goal is pro level. Yeah, you can't like losing.
Yeah, so I'd say obviously go out there and win would be the main goal, but
yeah,
you know, the cards will play out how it does, so we'll see.
So I was looking through your Instagram because honestly, Hayes, I don't know much about you other than a little bit that Van told me, and I see a picture of you on your Blue Crew. Blue Crew, I'm Blue Crew now too, so we're teammates.
Nice.
But you're running the 45, and I feel like that's really ballsy on a blue bike. Do you know why?
Ballsy?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because that's Damon Bradshaw's number, man.
I knew he was going to say something old.
That's the beast from the East. I'm sure you're too young to know how Bradshaw is, but Bradshaw will come to your house and beat you up for that crap.
Oh, I might have to change my number then.
You might have to change your number. Nah, I think Damon's calmed down a little bit these years, but I didn't know how much moto history you're aware of.
If he didn't beat you up when you wrecked his bike, then he's probably okay.
I know. I was about to say, isn't that whose bike you KO'd?
Hayes, we don't need to talk about old stuff.
People don't forget.
Yeah. It had the number 45 on it when I KO'd it.
Nice.
You're right.
Nice.
And our buddy Skippy had to go to the hospital with me. So yeah, you heard that story on the show the other night.
Yeah, I heard that story. Yeah, that was a good one.
We don't need to talk about me, Hayes. We're here to talk about you. So talk about training with Van Martin, our buddy.
Yeah, he is. God, he's killer. I love that guy to death. He's, like I said, I haven't been doing it for very long, so I wasn't sure all the ins and outs, and he's been very fortunate enough to like come over and have helped me a lot, and he's got so much knowledge on everything. It's really great to have him around.
Yeah, and like you said, he's just good people. Him and his wife are fantastic. He has a lot of knowledge. Obviously he was never like at a top level, like, top 5, top podium type guy, but very, very fast, very knowledgeable, and a lot to give. Like, I think he's doing lessons. He's been doing lessons for a few years, and I think he's really good at that. That's a really good job for him to fall into once he decides to stop racing, and he may have decided that already. He hasn't told us, but yeah, he's good people.
No, for sure, without a doubt. Yeah, him and Miranda, they're just, like you say, good people, and he's really good at like explaining, talking, because I've trained with a few other people, and it's like, what are you telling me to do again? But he's, you know what I'm saying? But
why am I doing this?
Yeah, but he's super good at like making sure you know how and what and all that.
I got to come down to Texas Tornado. He's told me a few times, Van has, I need to come down. And then I know Skippy goes out there and does some flat track stuff. Like, is that like every Friday night or something? Don't they have flat track racing all the time out there?
So we got like camps where people come from like all over the world, like once a month ish.
Okay.
And then we'll have like, Saturday night races probably every other week ish, something like that.
I don't know that I want to ride flat track. I mean, I would like to try it, but damn sure don't want to get out in a race because I've never done it. But I want to come out and ride some moto, though.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt. We'll get you on both.
I'm too much of a back. I'm a back brake rider. I could not do a front track.
Well, see, I have terrible technique, so I almost never use brakes, or like my fingers are never on the clutch or the brake. I'm just like hoping for the best.
Model in a prayer.
Yeah, if you're a rear brake rider, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah, you got to take it off, like speedway guys, no brakes.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That'll work.
Yeah, you got to turn to slow down. Get that thing laid over.
I don't get that.
So Hayes, when's the next race? Is it Loretta's? Is that the next time you'll actually go out and race, or what? Are there any races in between warm-up races?
I don't know. I think we might look for just like a little local race to hit.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I think Loretta's is the next race for sure.
How does the collarbone feel? I assume there's hardware in it.
So yes, sir. Yeah, I got I think a plate and 8 screws.
Yeah.
If I believe, but it hurt a little bit when I started riding again, but now it's pretty much back to normal. The only thing that really hurts is like kind of getting roosted, but
yeah, I'll have to send you a picture in a little bit once we get done with the show. I broke my collarbone at Rio Bravo, I don't know, 4 years ago, 6 pieces, and now it's plated too. So it looked very similar to yours. I think mine might have been a few more pieces than yours was, but it It sucked, and I had to drive home from Houston all the way. I'm 4 hours north, so we drove home, and I had the surgery here.
Ugh.
Yeah, good times.
That is not fun.
No, it was not. You're correct. Thankfully, I saved my hydrocodone from another surgery, and I had some with me, so I took one of those and just kind of chilled in the seat. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Scotty, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
I'm
You're
sorry.
good.
The car ride, even like when I broke it and then in surgery the next morning, like the car ride was so bad.
Yeah.
Every little bump would just like, gosh, it was so not fun.
I'm not good at broken bones in general, but like I broke my left humerus once. That by far was the most painful thing I ever dealt with.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know where a humerus is.
That's the upper bone in your arm. So where it connects to the shoulder. It's the thick.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the second thickest bone, I think, next to the humerus or the femur. Thank God I've never broke the femur.
I know, knock on wood, me neither, but
right
I had
on.
A couple buddies and they said it's not fun.
No, not at all.
So
what are you giggling at?
I was like, so it wasn't funny, like humorous.
Yes, that's a dad joke. The humorous was not humorous at all. No.
So obviously, training in Texas is a whole different ballgame, especially the humidity in Houston is crazy. So obviously that's got to be one of your, when you're thinking about your mindset about getting ready for this race, that's got to be one of the things that you're like, okay, well, I've got the experience of the heat and training, body's acclimated to it. Is that the biggest thing that you're taking into it, or maybe what is another advantage that you are kind of taking into your mindset for the race at Loretta's?
Yeah, I think honestly that's one of the biggest, just training in this gnarly heat. I think it was like, I don't know, 101, 102 today. Mm-hmm. So we were doing 25. So I feel like once I get like the longer motos down, I should be like fairly good to go up to Tennessee and do pretty good.
It's definitely muggy there, man. I mean, I know it's humid here, but Loretta's is rough down in that hole.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I feel like I got a little false sense of reality last year because like it didn't rain or any of that, so it wasn't like too hot. But I think, I don't know, we'll see this year.
So what are you training still? I mean, you said you're back on the bike. Is that something you're doing? Like, are you back out at Texas Tornado, or are you kind of still just chilling out a little bit?
Yes, sir. So last week was the first week. Okay. I got back on the bike, and I did a few days where I was just chilling to make sure everything was okay. And then probably Wednesday of last week, I started doing some longer motos and actually training.
And how much does your dad like train you or help you during the week, or does he kind of let other people do that? Because a lot of times kids don't really want to listen to their parents as much, and they'll take advice from other people better. Or is your dad pretty heavily involved?
It's actually funny you say that. So whenever I was like first kind of getting into it, he obviously helped me a lot, and then we got hooked up with Van, and the speed kind of started getting a little faster. And literally like 2 days ago, I was like, hey, how do you think I look today? And he was like, dude, I came out to we got like in a little arena to like watch track, and he was like, I came out to the end of the arena and I had to go back. I can't even watch you ride anymore. I was like, dude.
Because he's nervous?
Come on. Yeah, I was like, come on, dude.
That's funny, though. I mean, parents like, okay, I'll tell you a story. So 2017 was the first time I was quote-unquote media at a professional race, and I went to Lakewood to Thunder Valley on press day, and Austin Faulkner had only been in the series a couple years at that point, and his mom Julie, I met her for the first time, and I have never seen a parent as nervous. Like, she paces back and forth, and she's just in terror the whole time, and so of course she's growing up with him racing his whole life. But yeah, that's just a parent, dude. Hayes, your parents are going to always be worried about you and nervous, and the faster you go, the worse it's going to get. Hell, Ryder D's mom is a nervous wreck. I'm like, he's been doing this forever. You got to be used to it. They can barely, Lisa and Randy could barely watch Ryder ride.
That's so funny. Even at the top level, they're still freaking out.
Yeah. I mean, well, think about like Cameron McAdoo, last year, and his mom's there at Atlanta when these crashes are happening, and she's in tears, like, yeah, a mom and dad, especially a mom, Dude, that's their baby. And yeah, you're just worried that something bad's going to happen all the time.
Just tell them that they could have been Debbie Pastrana.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Travis I can't believe his mom didn't have a heart attack multiple times.
I know, right?
That's cool though. That shows how much he loves you, man. I love that. But does he still rip on a bike? Your dad? Or not so much anymore?
I think he's kind of over it. Like,
really?
I've asked him a few times, and I'm like, hey, do you ever like miss anything? And he's like, nah, not really.
That's wild.
But he'll go out to like the forest every now and then, you know.
But never gets on like a sport bike and goes to a closed track or jumps on a dirt bike and just wants to go put some laps in.
Nah, he's over it for sure.
That's crazy to me. I mean, I guess when you're at that level for that many years, that much pressure, and it's literally becomes a job. You see guys like Ryan Villapoto and those guys. But then, of course, Dungey comes back. It just depends on the personality. But I suppose I can understand it getting burnt out when it is a career.
Yeah, but now I think he's so involved. Like, he loves, like working on bikes and all that stuff. So I think he's so involved now that it gives him something to do. And I think he still gets, like, kind of the same adrenaline rush from watching me. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, so I had one of my dad's friends was a superbike rider too, and he always talks to me about stuff. He's like, well, are you doing your lap times? Are you like what are you changing your lap times for different lines that you take? And they were
keeping track and stuff.
Well, yeah, and they were just every little detail for the superbike guys is very crucial. Whereas when a motocrosser is kind of more of the mindset of, I'm just going to go out and send it, you know. And so I kind of wanted to know what of those kind of details and stuff have y'all been able to translate into some of your technique for riding moto?
He rode moto from 3 to 14, I believe, and so he's kind of an old school dude. He doesn't know much about like the new stuff.
Yeah, the technology side.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I think Van comes in. But he helps me a lot, like so much with the mental. Like he knows all the ins and outs of that. So that's where I say he would probably help me most.
Yeah, I can see that. That's, again, coming from a guy that was at a highest level of professional athlete. They learn to deal with, again, the pressures, the money, the expectations, et cetera, and to have somebody like that's almost invaluable. Because, yeah, again, Van's a great riding coach, but Van has not had that kind of pressure that your dad had. So that the mental side is super important. And I'm glad that you have him there.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Like Van on the riding side knows the ins and outs, and then my dad with the whole mental thing. I think it's a really good combination.
Well, Hayes, I appreciate you coming on. I'm definitely going to hit up Van in the next couple weeks. I'm going to try to get my butt down there. I'm going to have a lot more free time here in about 2 weeks to go to actual tracks and go do some riding, which I haven't done in a long time. And I want to come down there.
For sure, without a doubt. We'd love to have you.
You promise not to make fun of me because I'm slow as shit?
No, make fun of him for being slow as shit.
No, you can make fun of me because I'll probably make fun of you anyway. So
yeah, that's the thing is he'll suck and then still trying to find
talk shit. Well, yeah, I mean dude, come on, Hayes. When you're out with your buddies, is that not the best talking trash?
No, it is absolutely.
Absolutely, I make fun of Scotty
100%.
Constantly. Here, let me tell you a story. So at the beginning of the show, we were talking about big news that happened this week in moto.
Yep.
Did you hear? How much do you follow the sport on the pro side? Do you really pay attention?
On you?
I do.
So do you know what the Ken Roczen announcement from this week?
The World Supercross deal?
Thank you. Well, my co-host here, who is media, didn't know. He never heard about it. Why didn't you hear about it? Well, I mean, I don't really look at Twitter. I don't have Twitter, and I don't have, I don't look at the magazines. And I'm like, how the hell are you media then? I was like, why do you not have a Twitter? That's where all the news is. And he's like, well, I despise Twitter. Okay, why do you despise Twitter? I don't know. What kind of answer is that, Hayes? You're an idiot.
My dad doesn't like Twitter either, to be honest.
But I understand
that. I don't know why, but I feel like if you are in media, you should.
I'm barely in media.
Yes, but if you asked your dad,
I'm a co-host.
If you asked your dad, why do you not like Twitter? Do you think he would have an answer, or he would say, I don't know?
I feel like he might have an answer.
I would hope so. I mean, you got to have a reason when you despise something.
Yeah, true.
Thank you. See, hey,
Yeah.
Hayes, do you want a job as a co-host?
For me,
Loretta's doesn't work out, man. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, at least he knows what's going on. Do you know the news about me? My news that got announced Sunday?
oh yeah, congrats on the Vital.
Boom! Scotty didn't know.
They literally made a song because of this. Okay, like I'm not supposed to know. It's
Scotty is one of my buddies, and he's the co-host of the show, and he did not know.
You could have been like, hey, guess what?
No,
Big
I
news.
didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd come in here and not know.
Oh my god.
It's awesome.
Dang, you
Thank
might
you,
be out of a
Hayes.
job here in a few days.
Yeah, I
Hayes,
know.
I might be sending you a job proposal
But
very
also,
soon.
if I had known, then this wouldn't be the
A good topic
yeah,
of conversation.
Exactly.
Fair point.
True,
Fair point.
true.
Hayes, man, it's been a lot of fun talking to you, dude. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man. We will stay in touch. I'm going to come down there and try to roost you probably when you're parked talking to Van, but I will roost you either way. And you will go by me so fast that you won't even know that I was there.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Hayes.
I always watch the Racer TV most days of Loretta, so I'll keep an eye out for you, man. Good
Yeah,
luck.
absolutely.
All right,
Thanks, Hayes.
Sounds
It was
good.
great
Thank you all.
talking to you, man.
you too.
All right, see you, buddy. That's Hayes Edwards. I didn't write his Instagram down. I'm sure you can just...
It's actually kind of hard to
Yeah,
find.
it's like H and a number. It
Yeah.
does, but if you search Hayes Edwards, it does come up. But it's like H4,
Yeah.
maybe it's number H4Y5.
Here, let me pull it
Anyway,
up.
so yeah, Hayes seems like he's gonna be. He's a cool kid. That was fun. I like that he kind of made fun of you a little bit.
I mean, under your prompt.
It doesn't matter. I enjoyed it. So Hayes might be my favorite amateur.
H4YE5.
There you go. 45 in the number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hayes might be my favorite amateur right now.
Four.
I'm going to text
it's
Tornado.
four-
I'm going to text Van here in a minute. That is a goal of mine with this new Vital thing. Is I'm like starting to go to some tracks.
Yeah.
Dude, I am going to go ride during the week. My buddy Steve, who has the track over here in White Oak, I said, start getting the thing ready because I'm going to try to ride 2 or 3 days a week, and I'm going to get my butt in shape, and I'm going to get
What?
better.
Well, as soon as I get some parts, I'm right there with you.
I'm waiting on some parts too. Actually, I got to give a shout out again to TJ. He helped me with some issues with my 4-stroke. I put the 450 back together, the 06, and it had this massive, massive backfire. And he kind of helped me with the air
yeah,
mixture
it's a
screw.
06 Honda, bro.
Huh?
It's a 06 Honda.
Yeah, but that bike's one of the best Hondas ever made. And
I mean, that's
I
true.
love that bike. But he helped me. It was fuel mixture screw. Apparently it was turned all the way in. Don't know how that happened. But, you know, TJ's good with that stuff. So I was the idiot.
That's what she said. That's what
Wrong
she
button.
said.
Stop acting like an idiot. You're the idiot.
Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
I kind of was. Thanks to TJ for not being an idiot in one circumstance and helping me get the 06 ready. I ordered some parts he said I needed to clean up the carb a little bit. That bike should be back together. The YZ250 forks are supposed to be back around the 11th, or the suspension. I should be able to put that whole thing back together, have that bike. I'm excited.
Just a whole new world for you, man.
Dude, it is. I might have to get a bigger trailer. I got to build a shop. I think I don't know if I talked about that on the show. Lots of stuff going on. Big news. The next big breaking news story, I would tell you now, but I don't want Scotty to know about it. So we'll tell you guys off the air, and he'll never learn.
Oh my God.
We'll be right back with Alessio Sasso. Say so?
Say so. If
I
you
don't
say
know.
so.
If you say so, we'll find out.
We're so
I
dumb.
apologize. Next up tonight, brought to you by Works Connection. Since the inception of Works Connection in 1989, Eric Phipps's goal has been to produce Works-like products for the general public. With products like the industry standard Pro Launch Start device, the Elite Clutch Perch, radiator braces, customized master cylinder covers, and much more, it's hard to imagine you not going to WorksConnection.com so you too can have what the pros use. Check out with promo code MOTOXPOD20 to save. Tonight, Works Connection brings us privateer Alessio Sasso. What's up, Alessio?
Not much. What's going on with you guys?
Man, we're just sitting here. We talked to Jo Shimoda a little while ago. We just got done talking to Hayes Edwards. He's an amateur out of Texas. And now we're talking to a new guy, man. I don't know anything about you, Alessio, other than you worked with Tim Ferry. I guess you still work with Tim Ferry.
Yep, correct. I've this is my second year training with Timmy. And yeah, it's been going good so far.
What are you learning from Red Dog? I don't know if you listen to these podcasts like Pulpamex, but Steve Mathis of Pulpamex, I mean, is like he worships Timmy. Timmy's a legend. What are you learning from Timmy? Like, what's the best thing you learned from him?
I don't know. I mean, There's a lot I'm learning from Timmy. A lot of it's like on the bike training, but also off the bike, just listening to some of his stories. And even just today, like he was just telling me, like teaching me how to kind of control my my own head.
That's a big part, dude.
It is. It's honestly, this sport is more mental to me than it is anything else. But yeah, he's taught me a lot, and I've meshed good with Timmy and the whole crew. So yeah, it's been going good.
So I had this question wrote down, and you kind of just touched on it. So the three things, maybe the three most important things in training and preparing to be a professional motocross rider: riding, right? Technique, skill, diet, off the track stuff like diet and training, and then third, the mental side. What is your podium? What's first? What's most important? And then second and third of those three things?
Honestly, I think me personally, the most important thing is mental, because just these last two races that I've done at Red Bud and High Point, just with qualifying, like I think the main reason why I've been struggling in it is because I've been just not been in the right mindset. You know, I've been more like I've been putting too much pressure on myself, and just not riding like I know how I can ride during the week. And it's just been messing me up. So yeah. And then diet, it's hard. Like diet is also such a big part of it, especially knowing like what foods you got to eat and what foods you're allergic to. Like I can't eat gluten and dairy or eggs, which most foods are made up of those three things. So.
I don't know how you survive. I'm already out.
Don't come to my restaurant that I work at.
Yeah, I'm already out, dude. I'm like, I have to have my ice cream and I got to have my bacon and eggs. You just made me miserable.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, growing up, my dad's from Italy, and so we eat pasta almost every night.
Yeah.
And it tastes good, but when I'm out on the track, it doesn't help at all. So, yeah.
I say all the time, like when I talk to some of these guys that, you know, especially at the top level that are so strict, I'm like, dude, there's no way. If I had all the talent in the world, I do not think I could give up my steaks and my ice cream and my Captain Crunch. I just don't think I could do it. That's like my addiction, and I would be miserable. Yeah, go ahead, Scotty.
Oh, so I just kind of off of this. So you're driving yourself to the races, correct?
No, so I actually have one of the kids that I train with. He's driving to the rounds, so I'm able to give my bike to him and kind of fly back and forth during the week, so I can train.
Because I was going to say, having to travel, it's got to be with a specific diet like that, with no gluten. It's got to be tough. Like, because I mean, when you're driving on the road or in those areas,
finding a restaurant that can meet those needs. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's tough.
Alessio, I want to touch on the races you just talked about. You went to Red Bud and High Point.
Yep.
So what were some things that you were most surprised about? And I also want to talk about, you talked about the mental side, like trying to get prepared, get out of your own head. Our co-host who's not here tonight, his son Doc Smith he started out at Lakewood, so he's done 3 now, I think. And, you know, he's trying to qualify, he's trying to get in. And he's a guy that when he goes out, he is not good at the gate drops and go put in a fast lap for qualifying. Like he builds into it. It takes him a long time. And that really does not work at this level. You have to go now. Lap 1, go. Put a hot lap in. Is that hard for you, or is that not really the issue at all?
That's actually, it is a kind of an issue for me. We've worked on it the last couple of weeks, and I've gotten better with it. But just going out to like High Point, I've never been to that track in my life. I'm from California. We don't even have really rutted tracks like that.
Right.
And so I got one free lap rolling the track, and then I had to go pretty much set the fastest lap time of my life.
Yep.
Try and qualify, and it was pretty crazy. Red Bud was a little bit better because I kind of understood like what I needed to do and kind of go through the motions, but it's still like it's really difficult, and I think you got to have a lot of trust in yourself to be able to go out and just go for it, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Like Lakewood, I was technically supposed to be his wrench. I don't think I would give myself credit of being a mechanic because I sucked.
He couldn't
I
even
couldn't get the whole shot device set, dude. I could not get the bike compressed, and none of that matters, Scotty. The point is, the first qualifier at Lakewood, it was really ruddy and really messy, and then they fixed the track, and it was the best it had been all day. And I was like, Doc, you got to go and just go. You have to put a fast lap in. They took most of the ruts out, and he still struggled. And I was like, I don't know, I don't know how you flip that switch and just learn, all right, I'm putting everything on the table for this one lap. Like, I don't think I'd be good at that either. And it kind of sucks that you guys don't get more time.
Yeah, I was talking about it the other day with my dad and the guy who helps me out at the races over the weekend. It'd benefit a lot, mostly I guess the B guys that aren't as good as the top guys, to have either an extra 20 minutes of just free practice to get to know the track. You know, it would help us out a whole lot, but
yeah,
unfortunately can't really do that.
Or even some time Friday afternoon, you know, like give you, even if the track's not prepped the same, like just getting the layout and getting comfortable. It feels like there's more they could do, but I mean, I know there's reasons for everything. Let me ask you this, man. Okay. You qualified 45th at High Point, and then you crashed. And then at Redbud, you crashed in the LCQ. Why are we crashing, dude?
Just mentally, I'm kind of, I think, pushing myself to making these mistakes. I'm worried about just going as fast as I can and just throwing all the technique out the window, which I'm more of a technical rider. That's kind of how I've always been.
Sure.
And so when I try to just go as fast as I can, I tend to go much slower and make mistakes than normal. So I think that's the reason why. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be completely other than that, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah, because if you look at, like, okay, so at High Point, you qualified 45th, but you went down in the first turn, right? And then you got all the way back to 10th. So I feel like just looking at these positions and some of the lap times, like your speed seems like it's pretty damn close to getting in. It's just, like you said, a few of those little mental things. If you could figure out how to get over the mental things, it seems like your speed is there. And what your buddy told me, Jason Henniger, is that how you say his last name?
I believe it's Henninger, yeah.
Henninger, okay. He's the one that reached out to me about you. He's kind of been helping you out a little bit, I think. But he said you're probably doing 6 rounds. So you've done 2. Gives you 4 more to figure it out. Like, just looking at your numbers, it kind of looks like you're probably going to get there if you can figure that mental side out.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can get it done at Southwick. I'm not going to jinx myself and get my hopes up, but I do like I mean, I've never been to Southwick, but I do like riding in the sand, and I feel like that might suit me a little bit better. I'm going to have to go all out.
Yeah.
But I think sooner or later, as long as I don't give up, I think I'll make it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same guys. I'm sure it's pretty close to the same guys every week that are kind of in your qualifying session. Like, you kind of need to figure out who the guy is that's right there getting in every week and maybe latch on to them for a lap or two and just like, all right, I'm following and I'm going.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit difficult with that just because normally the guys that are qualifying out of that practice are getting put into the A practice.
Yeah.
So there's, I think now it's been different guys every, both rounds. So, but yeah, I think if I could latch onto someone that I know is going faster than me, I think that might, that could probably help me out.
All right, well, how about this? So I know Jordan Jarvis pretty well, and she's always right there. Other than this last week, I don't know what happened at Redbud, but she's usually right there on the brink of the top 4. Like, latch onto her, dude. I mean,
yeah. Well, so at High Point, I was actually a little bit slower than her, but then this past weekend at Redbud, I think I was. I mean, I don't want to like throw anybody in the bus. I'm not trying to compare myself.
She was off the pace. I don't know if something happened or what,
absolutely.
But yeah.
But I could. I mean, I think I could try and maybe get behind her or someone else like that. But I've never really like gotten behind someone and tried to chase them.
Right.
So.
Not really your thing, huh?
Not really. I like if possible, I'd like a clear track and just.
That's fine. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anyway. I'm super slow, Alessio. So yeah, don't listen to me.
No, it's good. Everyone's got their own style and technique.
I always hated it when I was like scared to jump something. It was like, follow me off of it. I was like, no, that doesn't make me less scared. It makes me more scared. What if you fucking crash?
Yeah, that's actually how I used to be on 85s. I used to train with Joe actually for, I think it was like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Back. And I would either have to follow him off a jump or one of the other trainers off the jump just so I could do them. So
yeah, that's funny.
That's how I am. I love following somebody over a jump, and then I'm like, oh, that was easy.
Nah, I just jump off to the side and jump farther and farther every time until I figure it out.
That's the worst though, when you wait all day to hit a jump and then you finally hit it. You're like, man, that was so easy.
No, what the worst is when you wait all day to do it and then you don't do it and you go home and it eats at you for like a week.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me a bunch, especially the older I get. I just am not quite comfortable anymore pulling the trigger on things, and then it eats me up. I'm like, I know I could have done it. Yeah, so that's the worst.
Yeah.
If you finally pull the trigger, even if it's at the end of the day, at least you pulled the damn trigger. Okay, here's a story. So you're going to Millville in 2 weeks.
Yep, I'm actually. Yep.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay. Well, I've raced amateur day there before the national and the day after twice. It was a couple years ago. Never ever pulled the trigger on the catapult. And I literally did the uphill triple, both the uphill triples, but would not pull the trigger on the catapult. And the catapult's way easier than the triples. I just couldn't get it out of my head. I just could not do it. And like, that's years ago, dude. And it eats at me every time I think about that track.
Yeah.
I'll never get past it. I doubt I'll ever go up there and race again. So it's gonna go to my grave probably with me. And this sucks.
Who knows? Maybe it'll eat at you enough that you'll just go for it one day.
Well, I'll be there this weekend or in 2 weeks for media stuff. Maybe I'll come by your pit and like, let me borrow that bike real quick. I'm gonna go out. I'll race your bike.
Real quick.
You let me race your bike on Amateur Day Friday. How's that sound? You good?
Yeah. Do you crash a lot?
You don't want to do that. Like last time I borrowed somebody's.
Go ask Damon Bradshaw.
Yeah. Last time I borrowed a bike, I destroyed it. Yeah.
All right. Not then.
No. 4 ribs broken, punctured lung, destroyed Damon Bradshaw's YZ450. Yeah, it was not. Yeah. You don't want me on your bike. Yeah.
So you've had a couple people on our YouTube chat come in that they're obviously watching this because of you. So it shows that you have some support. Just kind of talk about what it takes and the help that you need and have around you to get to these races and how much that means to you.
And I apologize for the bad language if any of your family or friends. I tried not to throw F-bombs, but I know I did a minute ago.
Oh, you're good. It takes a team of people, and I've been very fortunate to have a good group of people around me. And my mechanic, or my roommate, used to be a mechanic for Bradley Taft, and so he knows what he's doing. And whenever I need help, whether it's framing a bike or doing anything like that, he'll tell me what I need to do. And my mechanic Jason out at the races, he's always giving me that mental support and motivating me to go out there and do what I can. And yeah, it takes a team.
Absolutely. So. You just mentioned framing a bike. So are you a guy that can pretty much do all the maintenance that you need to do for the most part?
For the most part, yeah. I've actually, this last time between High Point and Redbud, I pretty much framed my bike all on my own, which was, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I can do it. I don't know if I can get it back together though.
Yeah, that's where my roommate comes into play when he helps me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
YouTube.
Hey, let me ask you this: since you're doing a lot of your own work, when you change your oil, okay, on your motorcycle, what is the most important thing to do?
You act like I don't know that was the most important thing to do.
Just let him answer, Scotty. So here's the process. Here's the process of draining it, right? Probably take your cap, your drain cap, or not your
drain plug,
the cap for the fill hole.
See, you're trying to roast me and you can't even say it right.
Shut up, Scotty. And you drop the drain bolt and you let the oil drain out. Once that happens, what's the most important thing to do?
Oh, to put it back on.
Exactly, Scotty.
I did that. I put it back on.
Yeah, you sort of did. You just didn't tighten it. Scotty recently blew up his bike because he didn't tighten his drain plug, so I like to make fun of him for that.
I actually almost did that once. I was out at Skytop and I was doing my warm up, and my bike was getting slower and like starting to get loud, and I was like, dude, this bike's blown up. Like, I don't know what's going on. And so I pull off the tractor, go over to Timmy. I was like, dude, this thing's blown up. He's like, you've got like oil everywhere. And yeah, I guess it fell right out. So
wow.
That's what I did. I had it hand tightened, and then I got a phone call, came back and never put the ratchet to it. So I rode like 20 minutes and it was fine.
That's because you had blood lubricants in there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That's awesome. Who are some of your sponsors that are helping you out that really help you get, I mean, whether it help you get to the races or just make things easier on you?
So my number one supporters are obviously mom and dad, and
yep.
I have RJ Huss who helps me with the practice bike and the Future MX team. Timmy with my training, and Jason helping me with my bikes during the weekend and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. Step Up MX with graphics, and yeah.
Okay. Do you listen to any podcasts at all?
A little bit occasionally, not too often.
So I was just going to ask you to talk to Timmy about Steve Mathis, who was his mechanic at one time, does the Pulp Mech show. I bet Timmy will have some really good stories on Steve being a wrench for him. There'll probably be some good stories there.
Yeah. I have heard a little bit about that, and I've seen Timmy and Steve go repost each other's stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. So
a lot of good stuff there. Yeah, well, man, I really am thankful you came on here. It's been kind of cool to get a chance to know you just a little bit, and I will definitely search you out at Millville because I'd love to say hi to you face to face, and we'll do an interview there.
Well, sweet. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on, and yeah.
Yeah. Hey, before I let you go, so we mentioned me crashing Damon's bike and all. I have some audio. I want you to hear this. This is what it sounded like after a punctured lung on Damon's bike. Just you might laugh at this.
All right.
Oh shit, that's Damon Bradshaw's bike. I just fucked up.
That's not. I thought that was the breathing.
Fucking believe I did that.
It's not even the audio I wanted to play, but I have audio where and Steve.
Go listen to Paul Baker.
Yeah, Steve has it where when I was trying to catch my breath right when I crashed with the punctured lung, and it sounds like I'm dying, and everybody thinks it's funny, but apparently I don't have that loaded onto the board anymore. So that just fell flat, Alessio. I'm sorry.
That's actually really funny that you played that, because on our way back from High Point, Jason, we call him Chip, he mentioned that to me about it, and actually played that clip.
Oh, okay. So you've heard me sound like I'm dying.
Oh yeah, I've heard it before.
Perfect.
Yep.
Never mind then. Yeah. So again, lesson learned: don't let anybody borrow your bike.
Yeah.
And don't let me work on it.
Yeah, don't let Scotty work on it. Yeah.
Don't even look at it.
All right, Alessio, man, this has been fun getting to know you. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting you in a couple weeks, man.
Sweet, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Alessio Sasso. Dude, that was fun. He was a good kid.
I guess it makes it kind of ironic that I'm wearing a Bolt shirt today.
Oh, because your bolt fell out? Yeah.
No. That
was fun, man. This is a good show.
Yeah.
This was a good show. I made fun of you a little bit. I made fun of myself a little bit.
Vital's not picking this up, bro.
Well, I mean, they might not, but like, I'm employed.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump back into Redbud for just, you know what? Let's take our last commercial break. I think we have another one. Yeah, one more commercial break real quick. We'll jump into Redbud and we'll wrap this thing up. Be right back.
Yeah,
maybe
our show tonight turned into a vintage bike forum.
Oh, that's cool. Good for them. Excuse me. The vintage, wow, choking. The vintage racing scene is really cool. I think I would like to have like an old school bike, like I kind of joked about, like in the 70s, but I also would rather have like a mid 80s bike first. But I definitely think it's something I need to get into, and maybe I will down the road. I literally did make a list of like, okay, we making a little bit of money. I got to pay this bill off. I got to take care of this. I got to get a shop built. There's a list, and vintage bikes, maybe they'll go on the list here in a little bit. What did I do with your commercial? Do you remember what I said I did with it?
The hell would I
Did you
know
say-
what you did with
Did you
it?
just say, nope?
How the hell? I said, now how in the hell?
Nope. This is it right here. I still don't have the Acherbys commercial
Yeah,
done.
that's the
Wrap
Colin,
this thing
the
up. Be right
vintage
back.
is. Are you tired of?
That is not it.
Nope, that's the old one.
That's the audio only. What were you? I'm listening.
Sort
of.
They're saying that it's the beer league of racing is the
The
vintage.
vintage?
world.
Oh, yeah. I can see that for sure. There it is. Okay. All right. Thanks for everybody for sticking with us. That's our last commercial break of the night. We can touch on Red Bud just a little bit more. We kind of already talked about Joe and Hunter with Joe. With the 450 class, Eli gets another overall.
Mm-hmm.
Chase is right there, second, 2-2, I think. I think he went second overall. Off the pace maybe a little bit, but the way he's being more patient lately is what I'm seeing from him. Like, he's not just blasting in there to pass Kenny. Like, I feel like he's very comfortable. I feel like he can ride the same speed consistently with Eli. The starts or the little mistakes, the little crashes have kind of held him back. I'm not counting Chase out of this thing yet. Some people are starting to go, all right, Eli's figured out the starts. He's winning. He's going to Southwick this week. Like, he's hard to beat at Southwick. And they're just like, all right, already crowning Eli.
I mean,
I don't think we're there yet.
It's very easy to jump on that bandwagon, and I probably would jump on it myself. What I want to see, and it may not happen at Southwick. I think Tomac obviously is known to be dominant there, and I think that he is going to have another good weekend. Most likely, a 1-1 would not be out of the question.
How was that?
The hell opened up over here and sucked my phone into it. But anyway, so I think that potential for him to go 1-1 is very good at Southwick. But I think what I want to see is Sexton pull a whole shot and then Tomac starting second behind him and just let him go.
Okay.
I think if Tomac gets in front, I don't know if Sexton will necessarily. He may pass him. Sometimes he has the raw speed to do it. I just want to see them.
Sexton's fast enough to pass him. Maybe not at Southwick.
Southwick, but
maybe not at Southwick.
I want to see them just. I'm ready to see the knockdown, drag out battles. I think they're coming, and they're going to be really good.
Oh, I definitely think they're coming. What about Jason Anderson, dude? I think both motos like crash in the first turn or very early. Not the first turn, but the first part of the race, and then come from the back. Like, he's so. I didn't look at the lap times to see where they compared to the top three, but if Jason could just get over these freaking crashes and little things, and it's not always his fault what happens, but like, it's just the whole season. Supercross outdoors.
Yeah, about to say it's kind of been a mirroring image of what happened to Supercross, if not even worse.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of getting frustrating for him, but I think he's so fast. Yeah. I really think like the guy, if he could figure out these little things, like, he could run with those guys. He should be on the podium.
Yeah, and he'll have some rounds where he's there.